People who don't normally listen to country music, what is that one country song that you absolutely love? Man, I haven't heard it in years, don't know the title or the artist, nor can I remember the majority of the song, but what I do remember is watching Captain Kangaroo and playing solitaire with a deck of 51. Totally can hear the tune in my head now. Definitely an older song. It was my only reprieve in the place I worked at the time that put on the country station on the overhead, which I absolute could not stand. I found it hilarious, and humour goes a long way with me in regards to liking a song outside my usual genres. Soul John Michael Montgomery, Third Rock from the Sun Joe Duffy, Friends in Low Places Garth Brooks, Chattahoochee Alan Jackson, Achi Breaky Heart Billy Ray Cyrus, She's in Love with the Boy Trisha Yearwood, Man I Feel Like a Woman Shania Twain, Pons. I have a soft spot for campy January 9th, 2024 country, the era right before 9/11 ramped up conservatives and every single song became an obnoxious flag-waving dog whistle. I'm almost done with 1001 albums to hear before you die and was about to give up on country altogether after getting so many rubbish albums from the genre, especially the modern country pop stuff. Pawns. But then recently I got Gunfighter Ballads and Trail Songs by Marty Robbins, a Western country albums from 1959. Now that's the type of country I want. 1. Sweet Home Alabama, House. 2. Country Road. 3. Jolene. 4. The Thunder Rolls. Not a Garth Brooks fan, but this song about a cheating husband is just so damn catchy. Edit honourable mention goes to I Can't Make You Love Me by Bonnie Raitt. Not something I regularly listen to, but I distinctly recall hearing it on the radio when I was 7 or 8 and just feeling so sorry for that lady. Classic country artists. Willen Linda Ronstadt. Wishing All These Old Things Were New Merle Haggard. Red Dirt Girl Emmylou Harris. Blue Eyes Crying in the Rain Willie Nelson. Also lots of good stuff from the January 9th, 2024 alt country scene. Uncle Tupelo. Whiskeytown. Old January 9th, 2024. New country artists. Dergel Simpson. Lydia Lovelace. I guess I do listen to a lot of country, but not the radio kind. I grew up listening to punk, goth and metal. My spouse of these last almost 25 years is primarily a country fan. Along the way, we've found some compromises. 1. Getaway Driver Miranda Lambert. 2. Scarecrow in the Garden Chris Stapleton. 3. Most People Are Good Luke Bryan. 4. My Give a Damn's Busted Joe D. Messina. 5. Stripes Brandy Clark. I'm a big feeler with music. Born to Fly, Sarah Evans. If Tomorrow Never Comes, The Dance, The River Thunder Rolls, Garth Brooks. I Hope You Dance, Leanne Womack. Honourable mention to Fishin' in the Dark and Way Down Yonder on the Chattahoochee for being random January 9th, 2024 classics. Pawns. Almost everything by Shania Twain and the Chicks on a night out. I love Rap by George Strait, Amaze by Lonister, This Kiss by Faith Hillman, I Feel Like a Woman by Shania Twain, Old Town Road by Lil Nas X, How Do I Live by Lan Rhymes, Lit Like You Were Dying by Tim McGraw, What Was I Thinking by Dierks Bentley, Redneck Woman by Gretchen Wilson. Till I Might Like Country, I just never listen to it. Angel Flying Too Close to the Ground Willie. Also, Pancho and Lefty Willie and Waylon. And You Don't Even Have to Call Me by My Name, David Allan Cole. I don't listen to country, but grew up with a hard-living, truck-driving uncle who loved outlaw country music. I thought he was the coolest, so I'm a Willie Nelson fan for life. He's bouncing off my booty cheeks. I love the way he ride I Can Hardly Breathe when he's pumping deep inside. I kiss him on his neck, and then he kisses on my bussy, call him daddy while I holler, man, that boy so damn good looking, we made love, and then he kissed me. I don't want it to end. I love that Race Is On song, but I like the cover by Soar Brown better than the original by George Jones. I like Toes by Zac Brown Band. There is a classic country station that I will turn to every once in a while just to see if I can catch some old Conway Twitty or Fist City by Loretta Lynn. The Gambler. Absolute one country favourite. Pawns. But there's a number of classic country songs I rather like, even if in general I don't enjoy country music very much at all. The Harper Valley Payda, Jolene, Lucille, Country Roads, probably quite a few more I haven't even heard yet. Friends in Low Places reminds me of fun times in the 90s. Howler. Patsy Cline, any song really. Crazy reminds me of having to sing that song in front of my family. I hated it, but now I miss those days sometimes. My grandma loved her, and she never liked me, but I loved her. Tyler Childers' Nose to the Grindstone, and a lot of the songs on his album called Bottles and Bibles. Coulter Wall, Sleeping on the Blacktop. How? Johnny Cash, God's Going to Cut You Down. How? Good Night, Texas the Railroad. How? The Civil War's Barton Hollow. There's a bunch of Townes Van Sant songs that are pretty good. At a ponds. If you want something cheerful to Tecumseh Valley. How? If you want something a little more thoughtful and relatable, Waiting Around to Die. I also like some Johnny Cash, but mostly his later work. Family Tradition, Hank Williams Cheer. Mama Tried, Merle Haggard. Forever and Ever, Amen, Randy Travis. Under Rolls, Garth Brooks. The Dance, Garth Brooks. Amarillo, By Morning, George Strait. It's not one, but I do love each one. My dad showing me the country music he listened to in the January 9th, 2024 and January 9th, 2024 makes me realise I actually like country. Ponds. Artists like Roger Miller, Waylon Jennings, Jerry Jeff Walker, David Allan Coe, Hank Williams, etc. have some truly great songs. Blame It on Your Heart, Patti Loveless. There's No Way, Alabama. Walk Away Joe, Trisha Yearwood. Baton Rouge, Garth Brooks. He Much Anything by the Chicks, and lots of things from the January 9th, 2024 that I learned about from my college roommate. Brooks and Dunn are good. Good Run of Bad Luck by Clint Black. A few by Trace Atkins like Groove On or Ladies Love Country Boys. I'll also turn on Outlaw Country Radio on my Pandora app for Junior, Charlie Daniels and a few others. Lyle Lovett, God Will. His lyrics sometimes show a sweet and wry sense of humour. I also like If I Had a Boat and Sonia. It pawns. Aksai. When in a bar you best believe I'm gonna sing along to I Got Friends in Low Places by Garth Brooks when it comes on. If that's a Texas thing or not, but that's a damn good song to sing while getting wasted. Gravediggers Chant by Seal Arbor. Pawns. Hell's Coming With Me by Poor Man's Poison. Pawns. Goodbye Earl by The Chicks. Pawns. Jolene by Dolly Parton. Pawns. Not 100 if they're country, but they're as country as I can manage. Islands in the Stream by Dolly Parton, Kenny Rogers. I fully expect people to debate this because it was written by the Bee Gees, and that is pretty obvious, but aside from Jolene, that is pretty much it. The entirety of Marty Robbins' discography. That's about it. Pawns. Most notably El Paso and Big Iron. Dublin Blues, Guy Clark. Clay Pigeons, John Prine. Lou Ice Crying in the Rain, Willie Nelson. Willen Little Feet live versions or Linda Ronstadt. 2 More Bottles of Wine, Emmylou Harris. Honestly, most Garth Brooks songs from the January 9th, 2024. Pawns. George Jones, George Strait and Brooks and Dunn also have a lot of good songs through the January 9, 2024 and January 9, 2024. Pawns. Newer country is honestly just fucking bland. Not a country person, but I went through a phase years ago and there are still a few I love. 1. Soul, John Michael Montgomery. 2. Trouble, Travis Tritt. 3. Chattahoochee, Alan Jackson. When my wife starts singing Shameless by Garth Brooks, I know the iron is hot, and I must strike. Pawns. I do not like Garth Brooks. I have now been conditioned to really, really like that song. I love A Rainy Night, Eddie Rabbitt. Queen of Hearts, Juice Newton. One Step Forward, Desert Rose Band. Hey Good Lookin' Hank Williams. Kudos to you if you know where I heard these at. Born to Fly, Sarah Evans. Islands in the Stream, Dolly Parton and Kenny Rogers. Love of My Life, Sammy Kershaw. Cowboy Take Me Away, The Chicks. Shania Twain's whole Come On Over album. I've had people think it was country, and I'm not sure if it is, but I'll allow it. Blue Rodeo's 5 Days in May. Not the most country, maybe more country pop, but I love Casey Musgrave's same trailer different park and pageant material. Anything after that is also amazing, but definitely more pop. Thunder Road, Garth Brooks. All my rowdy friends, Mr. Hank Williams, Jr. Tau. 18-Wheeler, Alabama. Tau. Jolene Dolly Parton. Tau. Devil Went Down to Georgia Charlie Daniels Band. Jolene All Day and Don Williams, I Believe in You. Pawns. I also could listen to country guitar shredding anytime, but not necessarily enjoy the songs. Vince Gill, for instance. Robert Earl Keen is my go-to for country as a non-country fan. Tau. Recent song Feelin' Good Again. Tau. Classics from his catalogue The Road Goes On Forever, Corpus Christi Bay. Before He Cheats by Carrie Underwood. Also, Jesus Take the Wheel by Carrie Underwood. I'm more spiritual than religious, but I just really like belting out that song. Burl It Down by Parker McCollum. Pawns. Country song with enough modern rock style to it that it good. Gons. And it doesn't talk about Barnes or Goddam Catfish. Chattahoochee by Alan Jackson. Mostly due to the lyric It Gets Hotter Than a Hoochie Coochie, which is hilarious and never fails to put a dumb smile on my face. Not really a country music fan, but Wagon Wheel somehow turned my steering wheel into a dance floor. It's the country anthem that even non-cowboys can't resist.